With all of the economic uncertainty, will frugality always be a necessity?
Hi, if you don't know us, I'm Larry.
I'm Hope.
And we're from Under the Median, where practical frugality meets real life.
Welcome to a new series. We're calling this Money Mondays. Every Monday during the month of December, we're going to bring you videos which help set you up for success in 2026. Because let's face it, 2026 is looking a little bit unknown. So we're going to walk you through a path which allows you to have confidence going into the new year. Frugality is not a prison sentence. Frugality is a lifestyle.
According to the dictionary, frugality is the quality of being economical, being thrifty, being good with your resources and your money. It's all about planning what you're going to do with those resources.
As we like to say on this channel, we plan, we don't panic. Frugality, we want you to think of it as a tool in your toolbox. Now, it's one of many tools that we talk about on this channel, but it is a really important one. But part of this mindset does come back to people believing that frugality is consistent with deprivation and they're really one and the same, and they absolutely are not. Our definition of frugality is spending less money on things that don't matter as much to you so that you have money to spend on the things that do matter. But what does that have to do with 2026 and what does it look like in the year coming up? As budgets continue to tighten, as expenses continue to go up, here is the one trick that is going to help you moving into 2026. And that is understanding the ROI of your own frugal habits. We're going to walk you through that and give you some specific examples to help you sort of ferret through what you're doing that's working and what's not working and choose what to keep and what to stop doing. ROI is return on investment. Anytime you start thinking about frugality, you have to think about it not only in terms of money, but you also have to think about it in terms of your time. Low ROI habits are things that you are doing that just really, you're investing a whole lot of time into them, but you're just not saving that much money. We're going to give you some specific examples of high ROI habits. Something that is a high ROI habit is making sure that you are consistently planning your weekly menus around ingredients that you got on sale, on discount, on markdown. You got them super cheap. When you plan your meals around ingredients that you already bought at a discount rather than at full price, your grocery bills will drop. We did it. We dropped our own grocery bill by about 20% by doing exactly that. That is a high ROI habit because we don't have to put a whole lot of time into it, but the amount of money we save is pretty high.
And you have to make sure that you're not putting too much time into something because time costs money as well. So if you're spending too much time planning and getting ready to do something, then you're taking away from time that you probably should be applying to other things.
Here's another habit that can or cannot be high ROI, and that is buying secondhand. Now that can save you a lot of money, somewhere between 30 and 50% on everything you buy. But if you are spinning your wheels and going to every thrift shop in a 10-mile radius of your home, or you are looking online for hours and hours and hours at a time, not finding what you want, and yet you're just going without whatever that item is, sometimes you're better off figuring out how you can look at retail. You're going to do all of your research. There you go. That's a high ROI habit. Do your research. Know what things cost on the regular. Know what a good sale price is. That way, when you find the amazing deal of the century and you're like, you don't have to wonder, is this a good deal? Is this not a good deal on this specific item? You'll know because you've done that habit of doing your research, of knowing what the regular price is, and also saving the money up in advance so you can pay cash for it.
Another fallacy about frugality is that, and Hope has touched on this already, frugality is something that some people think makes you poor. But that isn't what frugality is all about. We don't spend time in our lives being poor. We spend with intentionality. We have great purpose, planning and intention as we spend money so that we know exactly what we're doing and what we're going to get out of it.
And it's not so much that the frugality makes you poor, is that the frugality is associated with people who are lower income. Yeah. So they believe that people who are higher income are not frugal, but statistically, that is not true. The Millionaire Next Door, life-changing book, borrow it from your library. And one of the things it says in there is that there's a huge percentage of millionaires that started off being frugal. That's how they accrued wealth.
Yes, that's right.
That's how they became wealthy.
That's
but
right.
even after they're wealthy, they continue to have frugal habits in their everyday lives because they understand the value of being frugal.
Exactly. That is a very key point. Hope mentioned the rich. You know, when I think of wealthy people, I have a picture in my mind. There's a street near us. It's called Grandview Drive, and a lot of very expensive homes are on that drive. Now, look at the cars that are in the driveways, and you might be amazed. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I see are like older cars. Like, I remember back in the 60s seeing older station wagons in the driveways of those rich and wealthy people. They're wealthy because they've learned how to spend their money on things that are valuable to them without spending a lot of excess money on items that they really don't need in the first place.
If you're enjoying these tips and these strategies, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on this video because that does help us with the YouTube algorithm. But if you are also enjoying this and you would love to have a custom-made workbook that works you through every single step that we're going to talk about in this 5-part series, you can get that workbook for free. Now, we're offering this as a free instant download bonus when you sign up for our wait list for our Frugal Finance Super Pack bundle. That bundle is only available twice a year. It's going on sale again the first week of January. It's our regular Frugal Finance Planner bundle, but we add only at this time of the year 4 high-value extra bonuses that go with the bundle. So make sure that you sign up for the wait list, and in return, you're going to receive a workbook that will walk you through step by step all 5 of the videos that we're doing for Money Mondays in December. There'll be a link, guys, in the description of the video.
Let's now talk about updated frugality. This is frugality that fits the time that we're in, getting ready for the year 2026.
Comes down to 3 easy steps, guys. Predict, plan, and pivot. Let's talk about predicting. You need to have your finger on the pulse, so to speak. What are the areas of your budget that you predict are going to go up in 2026? Now, you can watch the financial forecasts. You can look at economics and economists and see what they're saying. You can honestly get a pretty good idea of where grocery prices are going, where the price of goods and services is going, where the price of utilities is going. Let me give you a hint. It's up and only up. It's not coming down. It's going up. Right. That's one of the areas that for us, we are looking at and saying, what are we predicting for 2026 and how is it going to affect us and affect our budget? They're generally, I'm going to say, we've been doing this predicting for years and years and years. There usually comes down to about 4 different areas of our budget that we're predicting they're going to go up in the new year.
And it's pretty easy to predict these by looking at the past. Mm-hmm. What's happened a year or 2 before? Mm-hmm. What are the trends? Those trends will probably continue for the year 2026.
Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to look at every category of your budget. You're going to predict. Is it going to stay the same? Is it going to go down from your lips to God's ears? Or is it going to go up? And you're going to tag it with one of those 3. It's going to stay the same, it's going to go down, it's going to go up. Now, those areas that are going to go up, we're going to help you figure out, that's the next step. You're going to plan how you're going to deal with those prices that are going up. Now, here's the other thing I want you to do. All of those areas of your budget that are disposable income, these are things you're paying money for that you don't necessarily need to keep. I want you to also label those areas. Are you going to keep it? Are you going to try to lower it? Or are you thinking, you know what? I could do away with that subscription to that streaming service and I can figure out something else. That gives you sort of a game plan where you know where you're going to go with the next step.
There are some things that we can't control. We can't control what the utility company says we have to pay for a certain
Sadly.
amount of energy that we use. But here's where we are in control. We are in control of how much we use, and that is the area that we can make changes in to change the final bill. And you'll notice that most of the categories in your budget are like this. There are some areas in your budget that you have direct control over, depending on how much you spend on them. And there are some areas of your budget that you cannot control, in the fact that you can't control how much the money in them actually goes up or rises. This leads us right into our next area, and that is planning. Planning is where you can make some steps to lower the total amount of money that you're paying for something in terms of how much you're using that item.
Now, here's our best tip for you. Take them one at a time.
Yes.
You're going to wind up with your list, and there's going to be, I'm going to say in 2026, there's probably going to be 4 or 5 areas of concern for you. Those are the areas that you're thinking they're going to go up and I'm going to have to plan and pivot. So you're going to take those one at a time, and you're going to literally write a list. How are you going to deal with these rising prices? 3 action steps right now, maybe 4, that you know you are willing to take. Once you have that down, here's why that is so important, because it takes away that sort of scared feeling, and you're like, all right, I am prepared. I know this might go up. It's most likely to go up, but I have a plan already that I'm putting in place to deal with it, so that you're not panicking. You're doing what? You're planning.
Let me give you one example. We've talked about this many times on this channel. In the area of groceries, you can plan on what kind of items you buy. Are you buying name brand, or are you buying stored and generic brands? The store and generic brands are going to be less expensive. And if you're careful, you can get about the same quality of items that you're getting with major brand items. That's just one example of a change that you can make toward rising grocery prices.
Step number 3, pivot. Now, this goes along with planning, but it takes it a step further. When we pivot, we do what is called our what if exercise. Now, we know certain things are going to go up. We've planned for what we're willing and able to do. Then we're going to look at it and say, what if these prices go up farther and faster than we anticipated? Because that's really the inner fear, isn't it, right? Because you don't know it's going to go up, but you don't know how high it's going to go up. Now, let's just consider for a second that you have lost 10% of your income. What are you going to do? What can you do to pivot for that income loss? What are the further changes you're willing to make to compensate? This happened to us in the summer of 2022. Gas prices going super duper high, super duper fast. And we did this what if exercise. It was a game changer. It truly was. We said, what if gas gets to $7 a gallon? What if it gets to $10 a gallon? What if it gets to $12 a gallon? How is that going to affect us, affect our budget, affect our habits, affect our lifestyle? What are we going to do to try to pivot? Because once again, once the plan is in place and something happens, let's just say that your utility bill doesn't go up 10%, it goes up 20 or 30%. Do this what if exercise with that. And it helps you to figure out not only how you're going to pivot, like your habits and what you're doing each day, it's all going to also going to help you figure out, those areas of the budget where I told you to label them as discretionary and maybe they could go away. That's exactly where you're headed. Right. You're going right to that area of your budget and saying, you know what, Netflix, I'm sorry, I bid you a fond adieu. I'll catch up on my favorite series at a later time maybe, but for right now, you are out of my house. I'm saving that money and I'm putting it toward this. It allows you to instantly find those areas of give and take in your budget.
It's amazing how many things that we do for our own convenience that probably cost us just a little bit more money, that in order to pivot, sometimes you can bring back those conveniences, bring them down a notch or two. Let's say I drive to work every day and I drive 20 miles, but there are other people that I work with who go the same direction that I could get a ride with, or they could get a ride with me. Well, that's not as convenient to have to run across town and pick somebody up and then go to where you're headed. But it can be cheaper. And there are things that you can do like that in order to save money when you need to.
It helps you to think outside the
box.
box.
Yes.
Super duper important to
right.
do as we move forward. Now, as we mentioned, if you're interested in the free workbook that goes along with this 5-part series, you need to request it. It's available as an instant download when you sign up for our Frugal Finance Super Pack bundle, which will become available in January. Make sure that you sign up for that. I'm going to create a playlist of all 5 of these videos. I'll make sure that I link the playlist to this video so you can watch the whole series. And one of the things we love to say on this channel, it's about panicking. It's about panicking, people. It is.